Now for global business updates, Rochus Udiri joins us. Good morning, Rochus.
Good morning, Dr. Bati. Good morning, Ayo, Rufai, all our viewers out there. It's New Year's Eve. Just not much to discuss today. We're just going to look at some notable asset returns. I don't even need to tell you what these are, because I'll see the number and tell you which it is. Silver, for instance, we know it's down 162% so far. Although it looked like it did pull back a little bit in the last few hours in trading. But this is as of December 30th. The Ghanaian Stock Exchange. I mean, the gold appreciation, the appreciation of the CD, President Mahama, he just came in and he caught some pretty favorable tailwinds. So 79.2% for the exchange. The KOSPI in Korea, the best performing index, look at that, 75.53% for the KOSPI. The gold doing 65%. And we did it in Nigeria. 50.63 NGX return, and then you've got the FTSE MIB. Look, there are some other notable markets. Colombia, I think, did like 91%. Let's look at Latin America. Peru, Chile, Israel did 41%. Pakistan did about 60-something. So there's some, pretty healthy returns so far this year. Look, we'll round off. Not really much stuff beyond that. This is a headline that it wasn't talked about much. NNPC writes off 4 trillion subsidy, other FG debts. I know Dr. Bati said he wanted some time to discuss NNPC, so maybe we'll give him some time.
That's a response to Dr.
No,
Bati.
this headline was out, but it was
a response to him now.
Even you said it off air. It was something, right? What else? So here was the NNPC shedding weight, federal government writing off debts, the dollar, naira, 96% of dollar debt, 88% of naira debt, and then Reuters reporting that they're going to sell off some assets, could be in preparation for an IPO. That's part of what we're looking at with the petroleum revenue, really. Well, they can by selling oil. Now, remember, this was, we have Tony Akinosho, who is, of course, the publisher of Oil and Gas Report. He was on Newsnight yesterday, but he essentially explained this, which is just pretty much a net off. You owe me 1,000 naira, I owe you 1,005. We net it off, it's a 500 naira difference, right? So federal government owes the NNPC, NNPC owes the federal government. Just very quickly for our viewers, so that we balance all this stuff out. The NNPC sell upstream, you sell oil. Oil comes in, you take out, your taxes, joint venture petroleum sharing contracts, and so on and so forth. The rest of what you bring in from selling oil, you put into the federation account. But at the same time, you are importing refined oil prior to Dangote refinery and all of that, and you are now selling below your cost price. Somebody has to eat off that margin, and the NNPC was shouldering that for the federal government, and that is the reason why it couldn't remit as much as it could to the federation account. So that's essentially what they're reconciling. But here's the publisher of Oil and Gas Report on Newsnight yesterday.
So let's get to the story itself. This write-off is not, the way it sounds is like, NNPC owes a whole lot and then the federal government clears it. As a matter of fact, what they had, and this is not about standing for NNPC. NNPC has its own public relations group. They can do their work. And NNPC is not my favorite Nigerian company. Of course, it's not most Nigerians' favorite company. But the point is that this was a result of reconciliation. NNPC had been owed a lot of money by the federal government itself.
All right, so some recommended reading as we go into 2020. I know there are book clubs and so on. So the CBN has put out its macroeconomic, I'm not going to get into it because we don't have much time, macroeconomic outlook for Nigeria 2026. It's a really good report from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Goes through all what's been going on globally, comes to Nigeria, how, of course, they stabilize the exchange rate, FPI inflows, the inflation deceleration, and then their outlook for the year, base case, optimistic, bearish for GDP growth and inflation. So really good report. Also, I have in my hand the 2024 financials of the NNPC. It's also recommended reading, and our tax laws, which are going into effect January the 1st. So Happy New Year in advance, everybody.
Happy New Year in advance.
That's our report.
Thank you very much for your time. What we said just very quickly on the tax laws is that a lot more engagement and information driven by the government to inform the people. There's a lot of misinformation going around and people are a bit jittery. So perhaps put a bit more money into media, into, just engagement at different levels, in different languages to reach different communities so that people are aware and not just, in the dark about this. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We'll see you again next year.
Yes, indeed.
after.